Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith, Program Coordinator with Marshfield Clinic Health System. Thanks for watching. This is your 5-minute edge to navigate challenging behaviors. This video was made possible by a partnership between the Wisconsin After School Network and the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. What makes a behavior challenging? Usually, it's something that pushes our buttons, or something that we don't know how to handle as the adult in the situation. We feel we have to be in control of what is happening with and between kids in our program, and sometimes that leads us to attempt to exert control through coercion or punishment, which isn't really effective, and can negatively impact our relationship with kids. Sometimes what we need is a plan or a framework to help guide us through the process of addressing the challenging behavior. While behavior guidance is not a cookie-cutter situation, if a kid is doing this, then do this and they'll stop, having a framework to support how you process a behavior can be helpful. Another benefit to a framework is it helps to keep us, the adult, in our thinking brain. When humans become stressed or overwhelmed, we move out of our thinking brain and into our emotional survival brain as a result of the stress response. This can happen when we're in a challenging situation with a child. This can lead us to doing or saying things that we wouldn't if we were still in our thinking brain. Yelling, shaming, putting hands on a kid, all inappropriate responses. And they're more likely to happen if we as the adult move out of this thinking brain. So having an anchor like this framework helps us to stay focused and in our thinking brain when we're dealing with this difficult or challenging situation. Hopefully it helps us to feel like we have a guide to handle this tricky situation as well. We need to remember that we are working with tiny people who are just learning how to use these complex skills. Communication, problem solving, conflict resolution, managing big emotions like frustration. These challenging behaviors often arise when kids are expected to handle a situation that they don't yet have the skills to navigate. Our job as the adult is to help them through that process when they become overwhelmed. How do I use the filter to guide my interactions with youth who are exhibiting challenging behaviors? Let's walk through a common scenario. A child in program is refusing to pick up their game and move to the next activity. You've asked a couple of times for them to clean up, and now they're starting to escalate in their refusal. How does the behavior guidance filter help me deal with this? Step 1, am I regulated? You need to check in with yourself. Are you feeling frustrated or angry? If so, you need to take a moment, take a breath, or if possible, hand off to another adult in the area. Step 2, you need to validate the child's emotion and connect it to a cause. Naming the child's emotion helps them process. I see you're frustrated that it's time to clean up and you're still in the middle of your game. I feel frustrated sometimes when I'm doing something I really enjoy and have to stop it to move to something else. Step 3, help the child to regulate. So let's take a minute and take a few deep breaths together. Ideally, this is something you've used in program with kids when they're not upset. So this is not something new. This step helps them to get back into their thinking brain, which allows them to process and make better decisions. Step 4, offer choices. It's time to move to the next activity. Here are a couple of options for us. We can find a safe place to store the game and you can return to it when we hit free time, or we can put it away knowing that you have some time to play it again later this week. Step 5, have logical consequences in mind if you need to use them. In the future, we'll have to use activities that can be completed in the time we have, so this game will need to be put away for a little while. Final tips and tricks. It's okay to ask for help, either from other staff or your supervisor. It doesn't make you look bad. This is a learning curve. We're always on a learning journey and you never arrive. That's how you get better at what you do. This framework is a starting place. You are working with tiny people who are just trying to figure this stuff out and don't always have the skill to manage these situations that are difficult or challenging for them. What makes you frustrated as an adult is the same for kids. We all exhibit behaviors when the demands of our environment are more than our internal skills. Behavior is communication. You may need to dig down to see what is underneath, especially if the behaviors are ongoing. We like to call that behavioral forensics. This has been your 5-Minute Edge. Give it a try, and if you want a deeper dive, Guiding Children's Behavior in Out-of-School Time Programs is a great course for additional learning on this topic. You can find this course through the Wisconsin After School Network. Thanks for all you do for kids and families in the state of Wisconsin.